Okay, what's up, everybody? So today, pretty interesting day. Took a loss. Many reasons for this loss, all of which are operator error. Lovely. So I'm gonna go through today. This trade on gold, longs on gold. Honestly, it's not good. It's not good. I'm very disappointed in it, in my performance today, but there are a couple reasons for it. So let's go. I would say the main issue was managing of the trade. All right, once the button was clicked, or even slightly before the button was clicked, we had issues. So let's go through and figure that all out. So as you can see, looking for a continuation trade to the highs. All right, so we have looking for price to come in, essentially retest it, and then look to go higher. We came in, retested. We did go higher, but we failed to ultimately take the overall high. All in all, that's not really an issue. All right, that's not really an issue. But let me show you where I messed up at. So as you can see, this one here I didn't take because this stop would have been just too large, even though I ended up getting pretty much the exact same entry. Kind of wild when you think about it like that. But anyways, I digress. So what happened was price broke below our line, came back above. I look to enter. Right? Actually, this is not the entry. This is the entry. Now, as you can see, my entry is horrendous. I had a horrendous entry for 1.74R. Really and truly, my entry should have been down here like this, which would have been 2.7. Now, on these 1 minute trades, I only go for a max of 2R. Right? So, my TP should have been like this. Like that. That should have been TP, and that should have been end of the trade, right? But in the moment, when I entered, I wasn't thinking like that. I was like, all right, well, this is our entry. This is where we got in at, and this is the target. But it shouldn't be like that, because when I was backtesting, everything was derived from where the entry was supposed to be, right? Because as you know, in FX replay, time stops, right? So you're able to get that entry where it needs to be, instead of 10 seconds later sometimes, where price is up here and then it falls back closer to your entry. But it is what it is. So all in all, if I wanted to do this how it should have been done at 2R, at a max of 2R, something like this, right? 2R, and this is my entry. This is pretty much a 1.25. Okay, cool. We take those, right? Or 1.2, 1.25. We take those. I want on to the next trade, right? But that didn't happen. So let's go back again. So that's the first scenario, right? That's the operator error. That's on me. Honestly, it's my first time using Trade Locker. To be honest, I actually kind of like it a little bit, but didn't. Not in this particular case, mainly because I kind of couldn't. I was getting pop-ups since it was my first trade and whatever. So now I know what to expect going forward. Originally, when I entered it, I couldn't place my take profit. I was like, wait, how the hell do I get my take profit? Then I noticed that the orders are actually on this side, right, away from everything. But I got everything figured out now, so it's fine. So boom, this should have been the trade. Now the next thing. I actually left my house. Well, not really my house, my office. And I left somewhere in here, right? I was like, all right, cool, whatever. We go, we'll win, we lose, whatever. So when I got to my destination, I looked on TradingView, and I was like, we were up here in these two candles, right? This one was now printing. I was like, oh shit, hell yeah. Okay, cool. Let's go break even. So I was like, wait, so I went into Trade Locker on my phone. I was like, wait, I'm not logged in on Trade Locker. So then I had to go through, find my prop, go through, put in all the information. Come to find out, I can't even log in on my phone right now because it doesn't give you the server on from my broker. It just says connect this, copy this link to connect the Trade Locker, and they're trying to copy, and it's not working. So, all in all, what should have been a win / break even actually came all the way back down and took me out. All the way back down and took me out. So, yeah. That's kind of what happened today. A bit annoying, but you know what? It is what it is. I'm not I'm not too upset about it. Reason being, if I followed everything how it was supposed to be followed, following my system to a T, there's no issues here, right? We're out the trade. We're going home with money, right? But because I was a bad operator today, pretty bad operator today, I ended up losing money. Fair enough to say, I've now logged in on my phone, so I can at least make those types of decisions if it is I'm not at my screen. So yeah, so 1 hour loss is whatever. Well, it's not whatever, but you know what I mean. So we take that on the chin and we keep pushing forward. You know, looking back on it now, also, you know, you have these equal highs in here, which will obviously have to get swept before we decide we're going for the other one, which is probably closer to the 2R. Yeah, pretty close to that 2R. 2R. So yeah, that's pretty much a trade recap of today's loss. So what should have been a win, if we're going based off how supposed to be trading it, should have been, if based off how we did trade it, should have been a break even. And yeah, that just kind of sucks. But you know, it is what it is. But the process makes sense, and everything, the system, how it was designed, makes sense. So yeah, take those with a grain of salt. On to tomorrow. This thing would work.